So Matt Williams has come out again and started criticizing the Springboks for their scrum dominance, and this is what he had to say. They exploited the laws. It's really smart. I'm not criticizing, but it was completely to their advantage. They took the laws and they used them brilliantly, be it at the scrum, the breakdown. What they did, they were quite superb. I feel sorry for the referee, but if you go to the law book, the scrum is there to restart play. That's what it says in the law book. It was never meant to dominate the game. I mean, technically, that's still criticizing South Africa. I mean, so I absolutely love Nigel Owens' response to this. Rugby is a game of all shapes and sizes. Depower the scrub anymore, and you may as well watch the rugby league match. It will destroy the community game if there is no place for your good old-fashioned type of prop. Keep meddling with the game and you destroy it. But I actually agree with one of the fans who went on to comment. They said the scrum are feeding the ball in at an angle will force the hooker to actually hook the ball with their foot. This could stop the initial power from the start, but also allow the other side to steal the ball. Like, this is what used to happen before, and for some reason they changed the rule and they now actually allow the scrum half to feed the ball at an angle. I mean, if you take away that, it might bring back that technical aspect of having a good hooker who's actually skilled and can win the ball. So should World Rugby remove scrums? Absolutely not, guys. I don't believe in that. I think South Africa showed that the scrums still matter and Ireland collapsed under pressure. I mean, 8 scrum penalties came from the loose heads, weaknesses, right? So Porter actually struggled in that game, and this is the modern scrummaging at its peak. And I believe other teams should work on their craft. They should go to the gym. They should improve technically as well, right? And Malcolm Marx controlled direction and destroyed the resistance that these guys were trying to give, right? And I mean, Rassie was just brutal. The fact that he brought on Wilco Louw at 144 kgs, just a heavyweight to put more pressure, man. And I mean, South Africa earned every single whistle in that game. I mean, 50-50 calls went the green and gold, and their dominance actually forced the referee to change perception in regards to how Porter was scrummaging in that game, right? So Matt Williams calls this slow exploitation, but I don't believe that. It's simply excellence built through work. You cannot complain about raw power, guys. You cannot do that. You cannot sulk when you're beaten technically. I mean, scrums test your skill, they test your discipline, they also test your courage. This is rugby's oldest pure contest, right? And Matt Williams wants the scrums to be weakened. He wants them to be reduced. He thinks they dominate matches unfairly, but this domination happens because teams earn it. It's not like you're just getting it from nowhere. You're working on it. I mean, it was in a brutal fashion. Williams claims that the big nations, they block changes, and Nigel Owens was absolutely right, man. Depowering scrums will ruin the game. It will lose identity. It will feel like it's now the rugby league. And I mean, community props, they lose purpose and passion, right? So I think in comparison, yes, the rugby league moves on at a much faster pace, but I think scrums give rugby their character and difference, and it's a game of all sizes, right? This is what separates the brave from that comfort zone, and I feel like Ireland felt hard done by because it almost felt as if it was something personal. South Africa just wanted to show them that they can dominate them in their backyard, right? And there's always been this talk between the two teams of who's better, and Ireland having won, I think, 4 of the last 5 games, they thought they could win another one against South Africa. And Rassie had a point to prove, man. He had not won in Ireland, I think, since he became a coach. So that's also something that has been brewing between the two nations, right? So I feel like other nations must embrace forward battles. They must adapt instead of complaining. If beaten, go train much harder. Go to the gym, work on your craft. Look at South Africa. Look at what South Africa are doing and find ways to do it better. Not calling for the laws to be changed or laws to be removed. I mean, if it was the other way around and they were dominating, the laws would never change, right? I think rugby evolves when teams improve physically, not when rules protect the weaker teams. Scrums expose weaknesses brutally and fairly. Like, Ireland learned a lesson the hard way. They tried to play cynical. At some point I felt like they were infringing on purpose and trying to gain an unfair advantage. If you're a great team, you have to conquer the tough challenges, guys. Like, South Africa proved that in Dublin. Teams should just stop whining and embrace scrummaging. Like, train harder and evolve like champions. Scrums aren't the problem. They are solutions. They make rugby tough and beautiful. Long live the props and hookers, man. The heavy packs. Long live South Africa for their brutal supremacy. So the Springboks played their final game against Wales, and Rassie Erasmus has just named the nuclear squad again, man. 8 changes to the team that beat Ireland. Yes, he has gone 7-1 split again. This is classic Rassie, unpredictable, calculated, and ready to bully Wales for 80 minutes. I think this is absolutely ruthless, man. South Africa missing a few stars because the match falls outside the rugby world window. But trust me, this team still looks very scary, full of power, full of size, full of Springbok attitude. Let's just start with the backs. Kenan Moody actually shifts to the wing. Kobe's unavailable, which opens the door for Ethan Hooker to start at the right. Big momentum from him. And you know the Boks don't hand out jerseys for free, man. If you're in that team, you have earned it. And in the midfield, Damien Dialande moves out to 13, and next to him will be the hybrid tank himself. Andre gets his 12th shirt. That center partnership, straight violence. Wales better bring shoulder insurance, guys. I'm telling you, because it's just going to be brutal. And at fly half, Sacha Fine Zulu stays at 10, very calm, very confident, growing by game, and Moni van den Berg joins him at halfback. And this is a big opportunity to show again his talent. This kid is also good, man. And moving on to the forwards, there's no Pieter-Steph du Toit this week, but Jasper Wiese and Siya Kolisi both keep their spots, and Franco Mostert will be there to complete the loose trio.